I get a lot of stories sent to me, some of them good, some of them bad, and I always have to go through them, and sometimes I do have to delete them simply because either they're not formatted really good and I can't read them, or they're just not the kind of stories that really aren't that bad. But there was this one story that this person was so proud to send to me almost a year ago that I just noped right out of. Like, I even posted on Tumblr that no, I'm not going to be doing that. But I thought, since the last one had to do with Voltron, might as well bring up the other one that had to do with Voltron. Now, I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to paraphrase what this is, and maybe give you guys an example of things not to send me. So this person went on to tell about how they are a Clance shipper, how they like the show and stuff like that, but they went on about how, like, oh, these one people who ship these other characters, they're bad, and that you shouldn't ship this thing because it's this and that and stuff like that. But they started to go on about how they went to a convention and about how they saw these two cosplayers who were dressed as Shiro and Keith, and how they wanted to get a picture of them as they were dressed as like Lance or something, and how these two people were apparently a couple, and how they found it so disgusting that they even told it to their face, because how dare they go around, doing a couple's cosplay of Shiro and Keith. They then went on to say about how they and their friends decided that they were going to snapshot pictures of them and follow them around and try to report them to staff because, oh, think of the children. And they also told about how, oh my god, there was fan art of Shiro and Keith and Lance and Shiro and all this, and how they were so triggered and how they totally would have torn down those things, but they didn't want to get taken away from the convention and all that stuff. And it's just like, first of all, I call BS, and second of all, where are your parents? Because I want to take the benefit of the doubt and think that these people are kids, and obviously their parents are not watching what they're doing. But if these people are adults, don't go to conventions, because obviously you're not all there to be going to conventions if you think harassing people at conventions is a good idea. Don't send me these kind of stories telling me about how you try to justify you harassing people at conventions because of you dressing up as certain characters, or them dressing up as certain characters, or them doing certain couple cosplays. Like, don't send me that kind of stuff, because for one, I don't support harassment at conventions for any reason, and for two, if you came up to me and told me about how you were doing this at a convention while I was at the same convention, I'd report you. I'm sorry, I would. That's just like, don't send me those kind of stories. I'm not gonna read them. I'm not gonna give them attention, because that's not the thing I support. Because, I don't hate weeaboos. I don't hate anime fans. Sure, some of them are cringy and some of their behavior can be a bit but they're not hurting anybody. If they're not hurting anybody, they're not harassing anybody, sending death threats, hurting, like, physically, I don't care. Let them go around screaming kawaii desu, butchering any kind of anime language, whatever, just doing that kind of stuff. I don't care. People go through that phase all the time, especially when their kids first introduced to anime. I don't care, as long as they're not hurting anybody. But it's behavior like this, where, like, you're actually going out harassing people, you're actually doing these kinds of things. That's the problem. That's the thing I don't like. And yeah. Very, very unscripted, because I don't even want to read the thing, because it made me mad the first time I had it on there, and, like, I read it and I was just like, you've got to be kidding me, I'm not reading this. But I just thought, put it out there for everyone else to know that I'm not somebody who supports people, like, harassing people at conventions or harassing people in general over fiction, and that I think if you do this kind of stuff, you yourself should be reported to the staff, just because you yourself are posing a danger to other people and the people around you. But yeah, don't do that. Don't send me those kind of stories. Thank you.